Lipstick Philosophers! I like this week's theme, even though I think I kind of covered it in the theme when we did like what we value, like how much we value our appearance. But I like that we kind of chose that this theme was like the whole week was devoted to body image. I like the discussion we've had so far, and I thought I'd add my 2 cents to it because I think I have kind of a different way, at least a different perspective of body image than a lot of people. And I'll link the video below that I talked about it more in the other video that we did, I think it was a couple months ago. But I have a pretty confident and decent body image when it comes to like my weight and the way that my body looks, like shape-wise. Like, I have quite a large chest and I rock it, and as annoying as it is, and as much back pain as I have, and as expensive as my bras are, I kind of like having big boobs. I just do. I like being tall. I like being curvy because I feel like being as tall as I am, and it just makes sense, you know? I'm way too lazy to be like super skinny, even though like some people would say that I'm super skinny, even though I still don't feel that way. I'm always gonna look at myself as like being bigger just because that's just how I am ingrained in my head. The only time I ever really felt skinny was when I was really sick, which again, I won't go into too much detail, but as far as my own negative body issues, I have a lot of issues with my skin, and a lot of that comes from just having eczema my whole life, and having psoriasis, and having dry skin, and being really pale, and then when I got sick, it was even worse. So a lot of the insecurities that I have about my body really don't have to do with what a lot of people think about when they think about body image, and it's a health issue as well. So it's so complicated to try to explain my disease. Like, it's really complicated. But when I first got sick, the first kind of indication of when I was sick was when my skin started to get really bad. Like, I looked sunburned all the time, and like my skin was flaking off and peeling off all the time, and it was disgusting. And then that's when the weight started to come off, and that's kind of when I got a little bit freaked out. And it's always been, at least for the last like 5.5 years, an indication of my health, like how good my skin is. And because I have sensitive skin, my immune system is really wonky, my skin is a lot more sensitive when I'm stressed out. And lately I've been really stressed out, and I've like broke out in hives. I'm not sure why. Where a lot of people get skin issues on their face, I get it everywhere else. Because I quite like my skin on my face. I feel really lucky not ever having really bad acne problems. But I have plenty of other issues. That is kind of where my own insecurities fall, and I think it's definitely not the most common insecurity. And it's definitely not the most common thing to think about when it comes to body image, because I have a pretty rare disease. I mean, a lot of people have eczema and a lot of people have psoriasis. So the indication of my internal health has always been connected with the way that my external looks, and even like I said, with stress. Like, when I get super stressed out, my eczema gets worse, and it's annoying because it just makes me more stressed out because I'm all itchy and I'm all red, and it's a really long cycle of just stress and suck, and I hate it. I wish that my eczema could be controlled by topical things, but the only way that I can really control it so specifically is by taking steroids, and that's not a good thing. The healthiest that I've ever felt was when I was on frickin' prednisone, which is like one of the worst things that you can have long term, and I was on it pretty long term. I was on a ton of it right when I first got sick, right when I first got diagnosed. Kathy was talking about how she wants to get healthier, and that's kind of why she wants to get thinner, because of family history, and I would love to be healthier and fitter and all that stuff because I have a family history of heart disease and diabetes. I have a lot more weird issues. So getting healthy is a lot more complicated, at least for me, I mean, I'm not unhealthy, but I'm like sick. It's a chronic thing and it sucks because I can't really do anything about it. I'm glad that we covered this topic because I feel like it's a topic that a lot of girls, at least within our age range, like 16 to 23, struggle with, and it's nice to know that not everybody has the same issues and not everybody is alone, because I know that I've always felt really kind of alone in my own issues because it's such a rare condition and I've never really met anybody else that has the severity of eczema that I have. So I've always felt a little bit like I'm kind of on my own with these problems. So that sucks, but I mean, everybody has their own insecurities. Yeah. It's a weird issue. I'm gonna go now and film another video for my own channel. Bye guys!